Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday evening. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Thursday evening, guys. So I'm responding to a good sis. I'm checking my emails as I'm cooking. What are you guys cooking tonight? What's for dinner? Well, it's kind of late, but I'm just finishing up dinner. I cooked some black eyed peas and some turkey tails. What are you guys cooking? Comment and let me know. But I'm making this recording for a good sis. My brothers, you are not excluded, but this is, my response, of course, is going to be to a good sis. And it's in reference to her child's father, have left her for the side chick among some other chicks. And she feels she's very low and she feels like, Kizzy, what can I do to win him back? Like, what can I do? What does this other chick have on me that I don't have? I gave him a whole child, etc., etc. Like, basically, like beating herself down, if you will. Among some other things, she's struggling with some self-esteem and confidence issues. And she said she's really, really motivated by my confidence, right? And some other things. Okay, sis, first thing first, uh, thank you. Thank you for all your great compliments. But as I'm always transparent, and I've said this in several recordings, it's not that I got everything figured out. I'm a whole woman up over here. I'm a whole woman up over here. I deal with some of the same struggles that you guys deal with. But one thing I do not deal with is questioning my worth, if you will, when it comes down to relationships or a man or anything like that, right? Sis, never, all caps, ever in your entire being compete for a man. Never in if you were sitting next to me, I would literally be shaking your shoulders right now and saying this because I wanted to really penetrate your soul. Never ever in your life compete for a man. Now, I'm a realistic chick here. Ride with me, right? When you're dealing with insecurities, when you're dealing with confidence issues, for whatever reason, right? Could have stemmed from childhood, abandonment issues, rejection issues, all that stuff play a part. This is why it's important and crucial to heal, right? You may have been in a bad marriage or another relationship prior and that person really broke you down, right? Especially if it was a narcissist, because you leave from a narcissist broken, point blank period, right? So whatever. So I'm realistic enough to know that it will be extremely hard, not impossible, but extremely hard to walk away from a situation when you are very unsure of yourself at that time and you're dealing with some confidence and self-esteem issues. This is why it's crucial for you to work on yourself. It's crucial for you to invest in yourself. A lot of the times people think investing in self is physical things. This is why you have beautiful women all over the place, but they're empty inside. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to level up, right? You're a chosen one, so it's already in you. You just have to kind of perfect some things. As a chosen one, you are literally a gift. You are literally a gift. Anything you touch turns to gold. Your spirit is pure. Do you know how beautiful you are as a person? Not even just physical. Do you know how beautiful you are as a person? You don't chase, you attract. But we got to tap into our inner being, right? So we can become the person that God already sees us as. Like, we deal with all these issues because society plays certain labels on us, or just cheating men, or this, that, and third. So then you start to question yourself. Okay, so that's one thing. You got to work on yourself first. Sometimes, I say this often, many times when God is ready for us to heal, He will start making and giving all kind of convictions and allowing things to happen for us to wake up like, okay, I got to leave this nutcase for whatever reason, but sometimes it's hard. So he'll snatch the rug. And many times that look like that person leaving you. And see, it's double. This dog, oh my God. It's double times hard, right? When you pull out and leave because you hear the conviction and you know God is warning you and God is telling you, I got something better. I got something better. I got something, right? So it's hard to leave. So when if God snatched that rug, it's more difficult because now you're dealing with these emotions. In addition to that, it's going to trigger your rejection wounds, your abandonment wounds. So now all this stuff is amplified. And so now you're laying in your bed. I'm worthless. What does the side chick have on me? Listen, okay, that's one perspective. Another thing is this. One thing as women, what we have to stop doing, I don't do this, but I know a lot of women do this. It's almost like you want to compare yourself to the side chick. Almost like, well, I look better, right? I look better than the side chick. That doesn't matter. Like, we know men are visual per se. We know men are visual, but there's also another side to men that men need to feel needed. Men need to feel they can trust you, secure, all that stuff. Like we want to always say, we want to feel safe and secure. Men need to feel that too. So she may not be as fine as you, but she may be, right? She may be offering, this is one, ladies, hold on, because I can hear y'all now, right? Just ride with me. I got to hit this thing from different perspectives, right? Because I get it, right? Right? She can have none of that stuff. Just turn him out physically, and he's stuck over there with the soul's eye, right? Work with me now. So all the because every man is different, right? Every man like wants something different. I think they all kind of like want the same thing at the core, if you will. But I think like they all still kind of like different things. Like some men like to really be served, right? And don't get offended, right? Oh, I'll serve a man. Oh, if he's a good man, oh, I will serve a man. A man, all caps, a man, right? Some women get offended by that, but either which way, some men like to be served, right? They want you to cook and make their food and their plate and run the bathwater, all that stuff, right? That may not be, give it to me, please. Every time I get on this recording, honey, he comes and work my nerves. That may not be what the next man wants. Right? He may just require you to look sexy all the time. He might don't have a problem cooking his own food. He may love to cook. So it's about what does that particular man want and need. We keep assuming, and men do this too. They assume women, but again, I'm trying to stick with the topic here, right? Maybe I'll make a recording sometime this weekend in regards to men with that. But anyway, all right. So can I have that, please, sir? Please. So that can be one perspective, right? Another perspective, she may not offer any of the qualities that, serving and femininity and all that stuff like that, but she may just turn him out. It is what it is, right? We're adults here. She may have just turned him out. He may not even like her like that, but he got a soul tie. And we already know, honey, with them soul ties, right? With them soul ties, it's hard to leave. She could have done put some magic on his crazy behind. He ain't got common sense, right? If he got a soul tie, honey, he don't know his head from his feet. So he don't even know he's dealing with a whole witch, right? A whole freaking witch, right? And you're laying in the bed trying to figure out if you're good enough. And you're a chosen one? You are a gift. And you're questioning or wanting to compete with the average chick? Are you kidding me, sis? All right. So, since, as I said in several recordings, and I'll say it again just in case you didn't hear the others, there is no advice. There is nothing can really penetrate you. You might can hear it and you can receive it, but nothing's going to penetrate you to the point where you can get up and get yourself together tomorrow, right? Get yourself together tomorrow and leave if you're still at a broken place. So you got to start. You got to start with the core of your self-esteem and your confidence. Figure out where did you lose yourself. A lot of the times we lose ourselves in relationships and don't even realize it because it happens so subtly, right? As chosen ones, we're givers. So we give and give and give all of ourselves to be sure that our partners are pleased. And then one day we wake up, right? And then we're lacking, we're empty, right? We're empty just to find out that they're screwing up. And then it leaves you depleted and you're trying to figure out, how do I pick myself back up from here? Get up, sis. Get up, sis. Remember who you were prior to meeting him. Remember that drive you had. Remember that. Okay, my dog is crazy. You come back over here and I'm going to throw a shoe at you. Do not come back over here. I'm not playing with you. Get away from me. And he knows exactly what he's doing too because he wait until. Oh my goodness. Remember the drive you had. Remember, get away from me. Remember the vision you had. Remember when you walk in those rooms, the heads you turn, the power you carry, the fact that you had choices and still got them, right? You just don't know it right now. Don't forget that. But you got to heal. You got to heal. But don't you ever compare yourself to the next chick or compete for a man. If a man want to go, let him go. Now, I got to be transparent here. And I mean this in all humbleness, honestly. So I may not want to speak on this because I don't have that experience. I've never been left. I've never been left. So I don't know what that feels like, if I'm honest. I've literally heard women compare it to, people compare it to like a grieving of losing a loved one, right? I heard it is that type of hurt, it's that type of pain. So if that is your case, then you got to go through it. There's no way around it. You got to go through a grieving process, right? So maybe where you are now, you're going through you're going through a grieving process, which happens first, and then you go through your healing process. After your healing process, then you go through your level up process, right? And then you remember who you are. And next time, you will catch certain things from the very jump. You won't sit in something for 2 and 3 years when you have the red flags from the jump. You will leave in 2 and 3 months, right? 2 or 3 weeks. It just depends on how soon you catch it. But you won't sit there and marinate in that thing because the longer you stay, then the harder it is going to be to leave, especially because, you guys have a child together. So this is why it's crucial for us to remove the blinders and pay attention to our discernment and our intuitions early on so we don't even end up in these situations. Let him go. Never chase a man. Sometimes you have to let people go and bump their heads, meaning let life drag them. You already know that there's a small percentage of chosen people with pure spirits. We're a small percentage. 90% is soulless. Let them get dragged. The key is, once he get drags, because it's going to be more, don't let him come back to you. He's only returning to you because you're the safety net. This is why you can have a man who cheats or do this, that, and the third. He leaves, he goes 2 and 3 months just to find out that whatever he thought this other chick had in it, or he done hit it one too many times and realize at the end of the day that that's all it really was about. Then he keeps coming back because he know you're the safe. Never be a safety net. Never be if you gone, don't you return. Locks change. Matter of fact, I don't relocate. You got to have firm boundaries. You have to demand your respect. There's this thing that all men cheat. All men do not cheat. We got to stop saying that. All men do not cheat. Yes, the majority, maybe. I don't know the statistics here, right? But the majority do. But if a man know he can cheat on you and he can come right back there and you cry and 2 days later he done buy you some roses and done, because you know what their infamous thing is. You hungry, take you out to eat, that type of foolishness. And if he know, child, why would he stop cheating? Make it make sense. If he's going to only get a headache from you for 2 days, why would he stop? You got to know who you are, that when you walk, dude, but you can only get there if you know who you are. This is why it's crucial to sit in a single season. But what do people do? They want to hop from relationship to relationship. Where is the healing season? Where's the healing process? When did you have time to heal? An intentional healing season, or sometimes it's not even intentional. God just throw your behind up in there because he's tired. He's tired of you letting people do you all kind of way. And he got a bigger, goal for you, bigger purpose calling. He need to really use you, right? So sometimes he'll snatch your rug and throw your behind up in a healing season where it's not intentional. But you'll never turn back. You will never, ever, ever, ever question who you are again. Give her the headache. Because from what you shared, is one thing if you're going to lose a dude who's really you know what I mean? Like that dude, seriously, he's a great dude. He's a provider. He's a traditional man. He is emotionally intelligent, right? He's a great communicator. You can trust him. Listen, them the kind, you better do what you got to do to lock them ones and keep it listen, you want to eat? Not oh my God. You want to eat? I'm cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner. You want your bath boy? I got you. Right? Anything them, the ones you really lay it down. Them, the ones you gotta be. Same thing with the dude. Same thing with the guy. But again, this is for my girls. If you got you a good chick, you need to be doing everything in your power to be sure you don't lose this chick. Seriously, right? You know she's a rare one. You better cut all those side chicks off because you don't know 50 of them side chicks can't even average up to this one chick. You got to be a fool. Listen, once you level up, you're not going to be crazy enough to lose something that's rare. Right? But from the way you describe this dude, I'm not going to even get into all that per se, but the way you describe him, let that chick have that headache. You're not even losing anything. He was a burden, if anything. He was dead weight, if anything. That's how you know we got to be messed up. Let it be, with soul ties or with narcs and just tie up in some old demonic spirits, foolishness. Because it's one thing if you're laying in the bed crying over something that literally was in addition to your life. This person is literally dead weights. Dead weights. He's pulling from you in every angle. All he got on the positive is some great sex. Ciao. So no, sis, never compete for a man. Let him be. This chick can't touch you. Even in your down season, you're a chosen one. Even in your down season, she can't touch you. There's no way you should even be comparing yourself to another woman. She can't touch you. She can be a 10 on society's, right, their scale, right? She can be a 10. You can be a 2. She still can't touch you. You're a chosen one. There is no competition. Point blank, period. Until you level back up, right? Coming up out of this season, this down season, right? Open them blinds, put your lashes on, hop in the shower, look in the mirror, speak your affirmations, I'm everything, point blank, period. I'm chosen. There is no competition. I don't chase, I attract, point blank, period. Right? Say your affirmations. I got a whole recording somewhere in the files on affirmations. Say your affirmations and remember who you are. Remember who you are. Work on the areas, right? Work on, because again, we got to be, accountability is key. Whatever areas that you may have been, work on those areas and pull yourself up. And demand your respect. If he don't want to respect you, he got to go. Because with my rules, right, once I give you my boundaries, okay, for example, just for an example here, you're going to know from the jump. You cheat one time, your ass is gone. Excuse me. That just came out, but I'm not going to even stop this recording, right? Lord, please forgive me. I just had a fleshly moment there, right? That's a boundary. So you know this in advance, right? That may not be your boundary. Say your boundary is, I don't know, he don't provide. Whatever your boundary is. Once you state your boundary, anything after that is blatant disrespect. There is no need for a man or a woman to be going over boundaries which you initially laid out over and over and over again. They don't respect you. As a chosen one, if someone sits you down and tell you, listen, this is my boundary. Like, let's say it's a good man, honey. He's a good man, Savannah. Like, seriously, like he's a man, honey, right? But he tells you a boundary of his is, I don't know, he may not want you out after a certain time. Like, he lets you know, listen, I'm not with the club stuff, like, I'm okay with you being with your girls. 11 o'clock is my, I feel like anything after that is disrespect. Now, granted, you can agree or disagree, and you can say, well, this ain't for me because I wouldn't be out 4 o'clock in the morning, right? That's up to you. But if you accept that, he laid that out from the jump. Now, 3 months in, because you think you got him like that, you come in 3 o'clock in the morning. You're disrespecting him because he told you from the jump what the boundary was. You didn't forget what that boundary is. You just got comfortable and you think he wouldn't, and he leave you. A real man, you can't cross their boundaries. Or a woman, you can't cross their boundaries because it's disrespect. Set your boundaries. And don't worry about if I set boundaries, they're going to leave. Who cares? If you set boundaries and they leave, they're not for you. Because let me just tell you something, what I've learned about men, right? Not all men. All men do not cheat. If a man falls in love, all caps, in love with the woman, and he knows that she don't play that nonsense, if he got to go to counseling to tame that flesh, right? If he got to go to Jesus' way, that's where he better go, right? To tame that flesh. He's not going to jeopardize that because of how rare you are. I heard Steve Harvey had a conversation about this with his current wife, because someone asked him, like, well, what made her different versus that? Listen, men know what it is. The problem is women don't know what it is. They keep crossing these boundaries over and put your boundaries up. Be firm on your respect and remember who you are. Don't you ever in your life compete for a man. You are the prize. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.